Hey YouTube, Kimania, I am Sha.
And I'm Ju. Together we are
Sha and Ju. Welcome back to our channel. So today we will be making poutine. What is poutine? Poutine is something very Canadian. You can find poutine all over Canada. I haven't been all over Canada, but I assume in the most remote places too you could find poutine. Hopefully. Poutine is originally from Quebec and it made its appearance in the 1950s and has since been going strong.
Look at Sha, the history buff. I love it. We actually ate our poutine at Poule Mouillée, which is a Portuguese chicken restaurant in Montreal City. We are definitely going to be featuring it in our Montreal Food Tour as well, so make sure you stay tuned for that and our little surprise while we taste the food. Also, we brought the marinade actually home from Montreal, but stay tuned for Chef Sha's top tips because we are going to be featuring homemade gravy. We are going to be featuring homemade fries and sweet potato fries and a special cheese that is going to just melt all over the place. It's gonna be so good.
So before we get into cooking, for those of you who are new here, find the recipe in the comment box below. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and leave your notification bell on at all times so you could get more fun recipes like this. So let's get into it.
Lunes, yo me llamo Tarzán y la gente me dice ¿cómo es? El rey de la cena. Jane es perfecta gracias a sus raíces. ¿Sabes cómo es? El rey de la cena. Ando con mis leones cazando los ciervos. ¿Cómo es? El rey de la cena. Yo soy jefe de leones a cerdo. ¿Cómo es? El rey de la cena.
We are making a poutine, a very special poutine with Portuguese grilled chicken. Ours is going to be a little different, a little special. We're using potatoes and sweet potatoes. We're using
Oka cheese, which is a semi-soft cheese from Quebec, ripened.
Yeah, and then this one is
The smoked mozzarella we got at the Italian Center.
yay, good job. We have some oregano, some salt, some onion, cornstarch, thyme, a chicken cube. We have some chicken bones, I have some pepper, we have some water, and we have this.
The secret sauce from Poule Mouillée, where we did have it last, the poutine, right?
The poutine in Montreal, right? That was like so delicious.
It was really good.
This beauty, this is the chicken poutine from Poule Mouillée, which is supposed to be the best poutine in town. So here I have the chicken, which I actually marinated with salt, pepper, paprika, lemon juice, thyme, garlic powder, and chili flakes. But I'm also going to use this sauce to top it up just to make it extra flavorful. I'm really excited for this, so let's get started. For this poutine, there's three components. There's the fries, the gravy, and the chicken. So we're going to start with making the gravy because this is the part that takes the longest. For that, you need your chicken bones. They're gonna go directly in a pot. You'll notice that I haven't started the pot with anything in it. Just the chicken bones. It's not even warmed up yet, but that's not a problem. Make sure they disperse on the bottom of your pot properly and let them start cooking. Don't stir them around. So once they start sizzling, mix them around. And make sure that you mix them around every 2-3 minutes until they are brown. If it sticks to the bottom, scrape it away. Don't let it burn. Make sure you passionately look after this and it becomes all brown and crispy. This is going to take about 20 minutes to get there. Just watch this for this first 20 minutes and you'll thank me. Once everything is crispy and brown, we are going to add the onions in. I'm also going to add the thyme and the oregano, the chicken cube, and we are going to give that a nice stir and let this cook until everything is browned again. Can you hear this? It's like fireworks. It's like
Yeah, it's like a campfire, right?
Yeah, it's looking good. So let's just let this cook down for like another 5-6 minutes, and then we're gonna add the rest of the ingredients. Let's go. Once everything looks this brown, so you can't see where the onions are, where the bones are, where the herbs are, this is when you want to season it. So I'm going to add a little salt, a little freshly cracked pepper, and I'm going to fill it up with water.
Starting to look like a gravy now.
Yes, we're gonna bring this back to a boil like really fast, so I'm gonna put it on really high heat. Once this starts boiling, turn it down and let it simmer for the next 15 minutes, and it will be delicious. I have my barbecue preheated already and this magnificent piece of chicken here. Come, I'll show you how to grill it properly. Gently place your pieces of chicken on the grill with the bone side down. Smelling so good already.
And it looks so pretty too with the lemon. You can definitely smell the lemon juice and the chili flakes.
Yeah, leave the pieces of lemon so it doesn't actually dry out. And we'll check on you in 10 minutes. Wondering about our fries? So we actually have sweet potato that I actually peeled and cut into finger size. And the potatoes that I actually cut a little thicker just because the sweet potatoes are going to cook faster. So I'm going to strain those and put them in our oven that I preheated at 380 degrees Fahrenheit. Once your potatoes are drained, make sure you layer them on a baking sheet. You don't want to layer them on top of each other. You want to make sure that everything is one single layer. If you have some extra, use another baking sheet. Once you have layered everything in a single layer, don't put everything on top. We're going to drizzle some nice olive oil that I actually made. If you want to know where I use it, check our IGTV.
With our handmade pasta recipe.
Right, handmade pasta recipe was delicious. Put some olive oil on there, give it a pat, and then throw it into the oven. Once you have everything trayed up, put it into your oven at 380 degrees Fahrenheit, and we'll check on them in 10 minutes. Let's check on our chicken. I'm gonna move the lemon slices so they don't fall into my barbecue. Ooh, this is looking like so good. It's perfectly brown. Oh, look at this one too. Oh, my lemon just went. It's looking actually good. So I'm just gonna switch places for those guys because this one is a little bigger. We actually got this chicken at the farmer's market in St. Albert. So I'm just gonna let this halfway cook, and then the Poule Mouillée sauce is gonna come in play. Once your gravy looks like this, filter it. Make sure you catch all the pieces of bones.
Smelling good.
Smelling very good. And bring this back to a boil. Once your gravy is boiling back again, turn it down to a hard simmer. Take your cornstarch, add 2 tablespoons of water in there. Give it a stir, 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 and then start adding it to your gravy. I would say little by little, and stir your gravy as well. You don't want that cornstarch to go at the bottom and start burning. Make sure you use everything. And stir. We are going to let this bubble away until it becomes at the right consistency. Yay, let's go check on our fries. After 10 minutes, you can notice they're gonna start softening a little. You don't need to flip them yet. We're gonna leave them in the oven for another 10 minutes. Once your chicken is halfway cooked, use this marinade, shake it up, put it in a bowl, and we're gonna bathe the chicken in it. So you can notice that your chicken is halfway cooked because it's starting to bubble on the other side and starting to render some water. So let's flip those and see what they look like. Oh wow, look at those. They look very pretty.
Really crispy.
So we're gonna bathe them in that marinade for a bit. Actually, I'm just gonna leave this here so it's easier. You wanna make sure that all the sides are covered. Give them a few minutes into your marinade, and then we're gonna put them back on the grill. Make sure all the sides of your chicken is covered with that delicious sauce. Use a spoon if you need to. Turn your grill down because it has a lot of oil. You don't want it to burn. And let this grill all the way now. Once your gravy looks like a gravy and is as consistent as a gravy, when it coats the back of your spoon, you know it's ready. So we're gonna season this and set it aside with just a little salt and pepper. After 20 minutes, you want to gently toss your fry. Make sure you don't bruise them. They're partially cooked. They're really soft. You see if I poke them, they break. So just make sure you toss them very lightly, and we are going to let them cook for another 15 minutes before we check on them. Once your chicken is cooked, take it back, put it meat side down in the same bowl that you marinated it. We are going to cover this and let this cool down a little before we chop it up. Once the chicken is rested enough, we are going to break it up. You just want to make sure that everything is still juicy. And I am not going to cut it up. I'm just going to break it up in bigger chunks. Does it smell good, Ju?
Certainly does.
Do you want to try a piece?
Yes, please.
Go ahead. Tell me how it tastes like.
It's actually so juicy.
It's very hot at this point, so if you don't want to burn your hands, use a knife and fork, but I'm used to it, so I can actually break it up while it's still like boiling hot. How do I do that? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Every time I touch something hot, I give it to Sha because he has just those chef hands.
So yeah, I'm just gonna break the rest of this into like the bigger chunks, and I'll see you in a bit to assemble. Once your fries are ready, you will notice that they're going to be brown, crispy on the outside, and just like soft to touch. You want that for both of the fries. You don't want your sweet potato fries to burn or grow too dry. So now it's time to season them. We are going to add some salt and some freshly cracked pepper. That's the best kind of pepper. Ju loves it, don't you, Ju?
Cracked pepper? Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
And then we are going to give this a toss. So now that everything is ready, all the components are here, we are going to plate it. We are going to layer our fries. By that I mean we're gonna put some fries on the bottom. Like, do half your fries and then do some like nice pieces of chicken. Please, nice pieces of chicken, right? Don't make it too thin because you won't have the bite of the chicken when you're eating it. Some nice pieces of chicken, and then we're gonna put some of that delicious cheese in the middle. This is going to be gooey and stretchy, hopefully.
And Sha has a special top tip on how he's going to make the cheese melt even more.
Yeah, actually, this is gonna be awesome. Then you wanna do another layer of fries. As you've noticed, I have not put any sauce on yet, but this is coming up soon. So then again, I can't resist like using my fingers, I'm sorry. I just think the food looks better this way.
Finger food anyways.
Right? Put another layer of delicious chicken pieces. Don't be scared, like layer it up on top. And then put some more of this cheese and squeeze it in, like see if you have like hidden spots where you can actually put the cheese, and make sure there is a lot. Make sure there is a lot. That's the most essential part. I am still not going to put the sauce. Why, you ask? Because Chef Sha's top tip, you know how your oven is still warm from the fries? So I would suggest just taking this and put it in the oven until the cheese starts melting. Let's go. Once the cheese has partially melted, this is when we are going to put that delicious gravy on. I kept it warm all the time just to make sure it's going to be really hot and melt the rest of the cheese all the way. Make sure you baste, make sure you have a lot of gravy in there. Make sure it's looking delicious and it's looking like saucy.
Sure does look delicious.
It sure looks delicious. So once you had enough gravy and you see like it's overflowing on the sides, give it a little twist of cracked pepper. And then, et voila! Our poutine is ready. Let's go taste this. So our poutine is ready. I'm really eager to try this. It's probably going to be delicious as always.
It's true. So you'll start with a chicken piece. Of course, the Poule Mouillée sauce that we have here, there's half left actually. So I'm really curious to see how it turned out.
The chicken is really good. It's really tasty.
The cheese pieces, honestly, I mean, we are both not big poutine fans in the end. And for me, one of the reasons is how normally the cheese curds end up just being this piece of cold cheese on top instead of melting. And, well, A, we used really awesome cheese for this.
True.
And then B, putting it in the oven, I find is like amazing.
Everything just melted together. Yeah. And then, you know what? Like the sweet potato and the potato with the gravy and the cheese and the chicken, I think makes a delicious combination. This is really good. Like, I might change my mind on poutine, actually.
Yeah, that's what I was actually just thinking. So I think when you make everything homemade, the gravy, of course, from scratch with the chicken bones, you see it sounds pretty fancy, but in the end, it's pretty easy if you just follow along the recipe. Having the gravy, of course, and then the chicken is perfectly barbecued, honestly. It's so soft and smooth. It's very juicy. Really good.
So we had a similar poutine like this at Poule Mouillée, actually, which is in Montreal. So if you want to know what happened in Montreal, stay tuned for this.
We are going finally for Friday dinner.
Yes, we're going to Caddy. It's a restaurant that one of my friends recommended, so I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah, this is open all the time as well, right? So.
Alright, for the laksa, I'm just going to start mixing everything in. There was actually some chili on the spoon.
You want to scoop up some chicken, and then under them we got a croissant aux amandes, which is classic. We got a chocolatine. While you guys were watching this, Julia was attacking the poutine.
Well, we both were.
Yeah. So if you enjoyed this video today, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and leave your notification bell on at all times so you could get more fun recipes like this.
Just like this one, this time locally Canadian. We do those too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching today. Tschüss, and until next time.
Work on myself, 'cause I'm falling apart. Please wake me up, 'cause I'm slipping. Can't fight this feeling off no more. But I'm not going to give up and fall. Rise above the door.